looking forward to this episode. I want to see what kind of mad things you would do in your world, or take out.
Yeah. Nah, I think it's going to be a good one. I think it's going to be a good episode. But before we get into the episode, as always, make sure you subscribe to the channel and also hit the links in the description. If you would like the audio version of the podcast, you can always go there. And again, the social accounts as well. Make sure you follow on there before you do anything else. Now, this episode, we kind of spoke about it last week. You mentioned Trevor Noah when you mentioned about the removal of social media, and he would get rid of that forever. And then I was saying to you, we were saying last week about it would be sick to do the idea if we could expand that we could come up with 3 of our own things that we would get rid of forever, forever and ever. So listeners at home, do the same. Think of 3 things, have a conversation with someone, and then leave your thoughts in the comments and all of them things, man. But what's the first thing you would get rid of forever?
Do you know what? I'm just gonna get stuck in with probably. I think people will find that most controversial. I'd get rid of gambling. I'll just remove it.
Why?
Here we go.
Yeah, why? You can't just say that. Listen, the podcast needs to be more than like 10 minutes. You can't just say I'm going to get rid of gambling. Just leave it at that. We need reason.
The podcast is done. But I can't. When you weigh up the pros and the cons and the benefits of it versus the consequences, it's not necessary. That is this. You don't need it. I think out of all the things that people get addicted to, I'm not saying gambling's the worst because they're all different. But I think it's one of the ones that's most unnecessary. Like, it's just something that's been brought in, where the money comes from, where the money goes. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit, maybe because I've been watching Snowfall, so I was considering drugs, but at least I know sometimes that money is going to good causes. So let's keep it going. And we know why drugs and alcohol is illegal. But I would just done with it. The lottery, horse racing, all of that stuff.
The lottery as well? You get rid of the lottery?
Yeah, get rid of all of it.
Nah, I don't know, man. Like, there's a whole other... No. This is why we're doing it, though, because I think you might challenge me on some of my things as well. You don't know. But with the lottery, like, that's like for £2.50 or whatever it is these days. I don't really play it, but if it's still like £2.50 and you win the jackpot, that's life-changing money. You don't have to work again. Like, you could sort out your own. So I get it with like your day-to-day, like, and I don't get it actually, but I do, because there's some people, like, I have a little gamble every now and again. Like, I put some money on the football or whatever, but I know that I can control that. Same with my drinking and whatever else, or trying to think what else I might have a slight addiction to, like eating crisps. Do you know what I mean? Because I know that I can control those things because I've got control. If I didn't feel like I could control something, and maybe this is your point actually, because whoever is addicted to something and is alerted to when they spiral out of control. Like, someone who's spiraling out of control doesn't know that they're not in control, if that makes sense. They're just spiraling.
Yeah.
So
it happens.
Yeah. So maybe that's your point. But if you're strong-minded, I think gambling's okay. I think there's some people that have to gamble there's people gambling right now on roulette machines in Ladbroke somewhere, and they're losing like £30-40 every 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? That's happening somewhere. I know it sounds funny, but it's the reality of people's lives. That's just their life. So I get it. But I wouldn't want to remove that. I want to remove the lottery. Like, the lottery, imagine you win the millions on the lottery and you just, do you know what I mean?
I've been disappointed by the lottery too many times.
Exactly. So that's why you want to get rid of it. Just because you haven't won, you got to be in it to win it. If you get rid of it, you can't be in it to win it.
I was in it and I didn't win it. I went in there and came out even broker than I was. But no, you know what it is. I can't. It's gonna sound a bit dumb, because obviously if you win money, then there is a benefit. But I don't think it betters society. I think it just makes certain people richer and creates more of a divide. And not everybody, but a lot of the people that obviously run all these gambling firms and all of that. I don't know. I know I've probably drifted into a bit of a religious kind of mindset. well, I'm not that religious in a way of, you know, it means it prohibits gambling. But if you're saying something that I think would better society to get rid of, I think if you remove gambling, and on the flip side as well, even if you made that decision today, let's say worldwide gambling ban, that you couldn't ever do it, even for the people that want to do it, things are more fun when they're illegal, generally speaking, not everything.
Yeah, but then you run the risk of prison sentences and fines. So this is what I'm saying.
Anyway, might as well. Would you rather be in prison because you smoke weed or because you got like a mill sat somewhere briefing when you come out? And it
depends if I'm in Wandsworth or not. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But no, I think for me, I would think it needs to be regulated better. And by that, I mean, you should have to be, like, you should be able to show, you should have maybe have to have like a credit check or something to gamble. Do you know what I mean? Or something, or you can only deposit, like, there has to be like strict deposit limits. Like at the moment you can set a deposit limit, but I think the highest one's like £1,000 a month or something stupid. That's not a limit. That's just like, I want to blow my wages over 30 days or whatever your wages are. Do you know what I mean? So I think there should be like stricter, like you have to be, I don't know, you have to have like a credit check where it shows that you're all up to date with every bill. And even that's, I'm not saying that's right, because you can still be up to date with your bills and still have a gambling addiction. Do you know what I mean? That's not, but I think the regulation of gambling has to be better. Like the committee or whatever they call it has to do better, because there's loads of people out there that are gambling like their kids, like, dinners away. Do you know what I mean? Like they're choosing, should I feed my kids or should I go to bookies and put a bet on, and then they're scrimping and saving to put a tin of beans on the table for the kids. So
100%. And even, you know, even thinking of your point, I would still just get rid of it. But even the casinos and the things that they do with the air supply, oxygen supply, and the lights and all the stuff, it's insane. I find it a bit insane. So I'm not saying bad if you go and do these things. I've been casino before. I've done a lot.
Really? You're a hypocrite, man. Man's out here to.
I'm saying no. Now that I've done it.
Did you lose? You lost at the casino, innit?
No, the casino I went in on not massive. I think I got a £10 free bet and I took £10. This is years, like decades ago.
What, you just broke even? Oh no, so you took £10.
No, I took, as in
you had £10.
£10 free bet, and then and I came out. I think I went as high as about 300, and then I came away with about 90. I put aside 90, and I thought, let me just.
You can walk away with the 90. You're happy?
Yeah, because I know I'm up, but yeah, that other, when I was up, I was like, this is great, and then in about 5 minutes I was back down to 90, and I was like, yep, I'm done.
You got to know, like, I've won bets before, yeah, and the first thing I do, withdraw the money. Because, you know how tempting it is like to go in and like, oh, I'll put another bet on, or I'll do. The only way, and I'm not saying there's a good way or bad way of being. You can't really be successful at gambling. There's only one winner, and it's the people the bookies, basically, the house. Yeah. But there has been times when I've been up. I'll be honest, like you check, because now you can check like your monthly sort of income outgoings, and some months I'm like 4,000% up. Do you know what I mean? And what I put on. So there's sometimes it's beneficial, but then you can get trapped into like a vice of just gambling, like gambling on flipping Armenian football that you haven't got no clue about, or you're just gambling on dogs.
Lithuanian youth gymnastics.
Do you know what I mean? You're gambling on like who's going to enter the Big Brother house first and shit like that. That's when you know you got to stop. When the fun stops, stop. So, you know, I think when the fun stops, you gotta go and seek help. Now, seriously though, like on a serious note, like it's one of them things I don't think it's spoken about. Like even now, I remember reading the football Premier League were trying to take out the sponsors of betting. I'm sure that's meant to come into play this year, and I'm pretty sure Tottenham's new training top is their sponsors Bet MGM. So are they taking it out or are they not? Because they've been having. Do you know what I mean? You only have to watch football, and just before kickoff, they've got his name Ray Winston for Bet365. He's on there, and he's like, "Yeah, put your bets on," and he's doing all that literally before kickoff. And then, and then there's half time. They got more. You can get this,
Chris Rock on there.
Chris Rock, and all of them on there.
From Madagascar. Yeah, listen, but that's what I'm saying. I'm I'm not saying it in a judgmental way of people that do it. I think it brings much more harm than good.
Oh yeah.
It's enjoyable.
Alcohol does that. Drugs do that. Food does that. If you eat McDonald's every day, obesity.
Drugs. I'm a little bit. It's a bit of a weird one.
You can't put drugs. You can't put drugs there, gambling there, cuz.
100% you can.
Nah, you can't, man. Not in my world, anyway. Not in my world.
From a spiritual level, I know we're going into a different realm, but from a spiritual level, and also there are other uses of drugs where it can be quite helpful and beneficial medically. Like gambling, I can never say to someone that you're depressed, so go gamble, and you know what I mean.
But then you'd be surprised. I know someone who's won a lot of money off gambling through poker. So, and when I say a lot of money, I'm talking a nice chunk of money paid off their mortgage. So, do you see what I'm saying?
I'm just a hater. That's why we're playing this game.